Oh wow, that didn't go right. That didn't work out right. Anyway,
I was like, yeah,
let's try this again.
Oh,
What's going on, everybody? It is your host, Bad Ty Bricks, here with my team of excellent faces, Tyrone Thornhill, Mini Baby Grogu, and the always beautiful Holly Noon. Listen, hey guys, it is so good to see you guys every week. Every week I look forward to this Wednesday, and we are here. And I just want to know, what have y'all been doing over the weekend? What's been going on? I mean, just tell me, like, Tyrone, what have you been up to in New York? Just hanging out, doing the nightlife, man. What's going on?
Yeah, man, I've been out a little bit more, helping some friends at comedy shows and stuff, and just hanging out and just being a part of the live. Got introduced to a couple new cool bars, one of which is like a gaming bar, which was cool. So yeah, cool stuff going on. It's been fun. New York is hot as hell, and yeah, it's been fun. Thank you for asking. What about you?
Well, let's not talk about me. My week has been it's been hectic, y'all. I'm telling you, like these last couple of weeks have been hectic. A lot of stuff going on. Not a lot of stuff to talk about, but it's just been a lot going on. But I'd love to hear you guys' stuff. Minnie, what's up with you, man? Looking good, man. I love the t-shirt. I love what we got going on, man. What's up with you, though?
I'm good, man. This weekend I did a show at Fruitland Park. If you don't know where that is, that's understandable. I didn't either. It was quite an experience. It was nice. The city paid for it. It was beautiful. The two blackest things in that city was me and me. that was it. That was the black population and also the Latino population at one time. So, but it was very fun. It was very fun. It was nice. I wish I remember to do that in the show where he has a Netflix special, but I can't remember. But I did secure a good big show with Charlie Cliffs this weekend, so that's I'm a huge battle rap. Yeah, I'm a huge battle rap fan since I was like I thought that was going to be my future. So that was big. So I'm happy for that. He might be my real dad. We never know.
Well, that's what's up, man. Much success to that, man. Holly, what's been going on with you?
I went and saw Thor again with my family. We went as a family, saw Thor. That's pretty much it. And then we just chilled at the house. So it's storming here in Florida, literally the last few days. So it makes it hard to kind of do anything.
Yeah, man. Well, that sounded like a pretty good weekend. Going to the movies to see Thor again was definitely something funny and exciting. So cool. Well, guys, we are back for another week, and we have some really good subjects to talk about. Minnie, we was in the chat last week, and you felt really strongly about this, so we thought it'd be best to bring this to the table and kind of just broach the subject and see what we can find out. So, without further ado, let us get into today's topic: 70s and 80s MJ versus 90s and 2000s MJ. Now, I know you're seeing the MJ, and you may think we're talking about the Bulls, Michael Jordan, but we are talking about a different GOAT in one Michael Air Jackson. I don't know if you guys remember this guy, but he did a lot of really, really, really big things in the music industry over his career. But he started off as a child, one of the first real child stars. I know you guys remember this little guy. That is Baby Jackson and Grown Man Jackson at 2009 before his passing. Now, first things first, guys, we got to get into the albums and the songs that made and created the legend Michael Jackson. We know that he went through a lot of transformations over the years. And why is that, Tyrone? I know you had some inside information on that. What was going on with Mike's?
Well, I mean, I don't have any more information than what's available to all of us, but I do happen to know a lot of it because I'm a huge fan, always have been my whole life. But
Mhm.
a combination of things have brought these transformations. Whether it was his trauma from his childhood mixed with his skin condition vitiligo, mixed with an accident he suffered on a Pepsi commercial shoot that that burned his scalp, and these things all together ended up where we left.
All right, well, cool. Well, like I said, we went through a lot of years with Mike and his transformations and transitioning from pop star to icon, international icon. But let's go to the beginning because a lot of people may or may not have known this simply because of age, or maybe just didn't purchase albums back then. But Mike actually started his first album, Got to Be There, I believe in 1970 something, or I believe I had it. Maybe right, maybe not. But let's talk about some of the songs on this album. We had Ain't No Sunshine, which a lot of people out there may or may have not known that he did a version of this song. Because I don't know the other artists that did Ain't No Sunshine. But this is a song that has been done. Was it previously? I'm not sure if it was done prior to him or if he was the first one to do it. But Ain't No Sunshine is just that song. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that's the song. All right, so we got I Want to Be Where You Are, Girl Don't Take Your Love From Me, In Our Small Way, Gotta Be There, which was a hit. Rockin' Robin, Wings of My Love, Maria, Love Is Here and Now You're Gone, and You've Got a Friend. Guys, I ran through this album. I've been listening to Mike for the last 2 or 3 days, right? And I went through this album, and I'm gonna have to tell y'all something that I never really realized until you really listen to the lyrics of the songs that Mike sang. Mike was a real live player, y'all. I don't know if y'all realize or understand this. Like Mike, there is no way you have the lyrics to the songs that he was singing and saying, and you don't have a way to trans. Come on,
he was like 9 years old singing about 40-year-old suffering. It's like, wait a minute.
Yo,
what do you know about this?
About waking up in the morning when you when you get up. I'm like, what? Not boy, go play if you don't go to bed. You know what I'm saying? Like 9 years old, spitting game, and I was and like it just kept going. So right after that album, we come to, and I believe this was in the early 80s. This is Mike at about, I'd say about 12 or 13 years old. And this is the album Ben. First and foremost, does anybody remember this album or ever heard of this album, this Ben album, or even heard the song Ben?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, like I said, I've been listening to Mike nonstop for the last couple of days or whatever, right? And so this song, Ben, for everybody who has not heard Ben, I encourage you to go listen to Ben. Ben is a beautiful song, like just a beautiful song. But this album right here.
Wait, Ty, I'm sorry, I gotta bust in real quick. Do you know the backstory for that song?
Yep.
No. He's singing about his pet rat. Yep. About the bond he had with his pet rat.
That's his first written song, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Well, now that I know that the song was written about his pet rat, it's even better. I mean, to make a song,
it's beautiful song
dedicated to your pet rat, and it hits people like this.
Yeah,
man, you're a genius. This is why Mike was who he was. And there's another song on this album called Greatest Show on Earth, which has been on a lot of soundtracks over the years. And I just encourage people to go take a day and listen to all of these Mike albums, because oh my gosh, it just brought back so many memories. But we had The Greatest Show on Earth, People Make the World Go Around, which is another classic. We've Got a Good Thing Going, Everybody's Somebody's Fool, My Girl, What goes around comes around in our small way. Shooby dooby doo day die or die day. You can cry on my shoulder. Another album with 10 songs. I found a consistency as I was going down his song list during the 70s and 80s. A lot of the albums that were done in the 70s and 80s, guys, didn't contain like a lot of songs. Like you would get 8, maybe 10 to an album, and that would be the pretty much the gist of what your album was made of. Now, like albums now, you get probably 12, 14, 15, 16 songs, sometimes even more, depending on the who the artist is. But back then you were getting about 10 albums. I mean 10 songs per album. Right after this, guys, he moved on to Music and Me. This was also an album that put out well, I didn't really catch a lot of hits from this one or anything that I actually remembered. I can tell you that sonically it's the arrangements of the orchestra and the bands and everything like that. Tyrone, I know you can appreciate those type of things, better than most. But sonically, this was a really, really good album. It's not a lot of things on here or songs you're gonna like remember and say, "Oh, I remember that song," or da da da. But when you hear, just the melodies and the way the band is put together and how it's the arrangements are, you're just like, "Oh my gosh, this is a really beautiful album."
Yeah, and I believe all this was happening while he was in the Jackson 5.
When he made this album,
these albums that we've been talking about, like
Yeah.
I believe all these were like while he was with the Jackson 5.
Yeah, well, he may have still been with them as a
thing,
but yeah, these were definitely
imagine
solo
like he's just dropping gems like in 2 different ways. It's just crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. So I mean, moving forward, we get to the Forever Michael album, which again doesn't contain a lot of hits that you may be familiar with. We had We're Almost There, Take Me Back, One Day in Your Life, Cinderella, Stay a While, We've Got Forever, Just a Little Bit of You, You Are There, Dapper Dan, Dear Michael, I'll Come Home to You. Again, 10 songs on this album. Are any of these albums kind of like registering or bringing back any memories for you guys? Are these too far back? I know
there's some connection to like the last one, has some songs in there where I'm like, oh yeah, that's that melody. Like, you hear them and like if you listen to a lot of Michael, you just kind of hear them. You're like, oh, that's where that song is from. So I can never place that song. This one I'm like, I don't really have a lot of connection to any of these songs right now. Just thinking about it.
Yeah, you brought up a point that I'd like to share with everybody. A lot of these songs, like Tyrone just said, you may not know those songs, but what I did find is that a lot of the beats, or not necessarily beats, but the arrangements were used in other songs.
Mm-hmm.
I know that Michael wrote for Boyz II Men a couple of songs for Boyz II Men, and if you listen, and it may be on this album, there is a song arrangement that at the very beginning of the song has the same exact beginning to one of Boyz II Men's songs. I don't remember which one it is off the top of my head, but you would know it as soon as you hear it. You'd be like, "Oh yeah, I know, I've heard that," but it was just done by a different artist. There was something else I wanted to bring up to you guys as well, and I didn't want to speed through this, but did you guys also notice that when you were listening to Michael's albums and listening to the lyrics in his songs, if he wasn't speaking about love, he was speaking about what was going on in the times? Did you guys notice that?
Mm-hmm.
That on like, and I mean from the time he was 9 years old to his death, a lot of his albums contain songs that were talking about police brutality, racism, all of the things that were going on in the government. But like going back and listening to those songs, you'll find that Michael was a lot more in touch with what was going on around him than people give him credit for. Anybody else know anything about that, or want to touch on that?
Oh yeah, he definitely had a very world view, like a great world view of everybody coming together, this harmonious sort of world and way we live in. If you look at songs like We Are the World, or Will You Be There, songs like that just kind of talk about the coming together of everybody. And even a song like Can You Feel It that he did with the Jacksons, I mean, that song, the lyrics in that song are very much like, what is it, you feel it in the air, the world are coming together now, like, just different things like that. And you're just like, oh, listen to him trying to bring us all together with the power of song. Yeah,
Mike was gangster too, though. Mike had They Don't Really Care About Us. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, he had that. Yeah, I mean, black or white. Yeah, Black or White was sort of a protest song. And that video, when they dropped that video, remember all the backlash from the Black or White video? Because he turned into a Black Panther at the end of it, like a literal Black Panther, and they were like, "Oh my God, this too much."
That scene was longer. I wish they would have kept the whole scene when he messed up.
Yeah. Like, I mean, like I said, just listening to all of his songs and going through his catalog, I really was amazed at the depth of which he would like sing about these subjects. You brought up one, They Don't Really Care About Us. Like if that ain't just talking straight up about what he was going on, like he gave it to you blood raw, and They Don't Care About Us. Like he did not hold back he did not withdraw any punches. He went right at it and said, this is what's going on. What is it? Beat me, break me, I ain't wanna think.
That's a banger too.
Yo, like, I mean, he went all in, and just to hear like the different songs where he's addressing these. You brought up Black and White. Black and White was such a huge video and such a huge song in the time when it came out, because there was already a lot of talks behind closed doors about his skin color, his pigmentation. Why is he trying to look this way or trying to look that way? And I guess Mike was hearing all of the rumblings and was like, look, I'm tired of this. Like, I'm about to address this in a song. And he clapped back, like he was like, look, this is what it is. Like, yo, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? I'm a human being. And just to see those type of songs and hear those type, heal the world, make this a better place for you and for me, and for the entire human race. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what he was talking about. This is what he was really like basing a lot of his creative content on. And I think, it was only right for us to address that and bring that up, because a lot of people just look at Mike as the dancing, singing sensation that he was, not realizing that this man, had a lot more to give and a lot more to talk about than just love. But I don't want to get caught up. Let's keep moving on. So next album we had Michael Jackson, Off the Wall. This was one of my favorite albums. No, this is not it. This is not it. My bad. Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, of course. Rock With You. 2 hits off the top of the album. You have Working Day and Night, Get on the Floor, Off the Wall, Girlfriend, She's Out of My Life, which is one of my favorite songs. I Can't Help It. It's the Falling in Love, and Burn This Disco Out. Guys, this was Mike, I think touching adulthood. I think he was probably about 19 or 20 about this time. So he's like, stepping into manhood, and his voice, you could tell, I think on this album, you could tell when his voice changed. You know what I'm saying? Like, it went from, the smooth, very, very strong little boy's voice to a more like vibrato, like a very smooth, but like a more like he had the vibrations in his notes at that point. And that's when you got the real Michael Jackson. Like not that you ever got the wrong Michael Jackson, but you just got the grown up or matured version of Mike. Yeah, you got you. Yeah. That's when you started getting
it. It was like Goku, like he went Super Saiyan.
He leveled up. He's Super Saiyan 4. Okay, all right. So
but that was also the album that really made him a solo star. Like that was the one that like it was, from then on there was basically like no real reason to have a Jackson 5 at that point. They were just like, all right.
Remember that's the beginning of MTV as well. Yeah. And that people don't stop till you get enough.
Fantastic.
One. Oh, no, not that one.
Billie Jean was that was Thriller.
Nah, that was Thriller.
I'm talking about talking about the one that had the little ice cubes and stuff falling from the sky where he was dancing in the background.
Oh, Rock With You.
First video.
Rock With You. We were talking about Rock With You.
That's the first video they played on MTV, and at that time they didn't play no black artists. So he was one of the first black artists they played. So that made him a household name right there.
Facts. Y'all not understand nothing but facts. But yeah, Tyrone, you mentioned this next album, and some of the songs off of that. I think this, you said the last album, Off the Wall, kind of solidified him being a solo artist. I think Thriller not only solidified the choice to make him a solo artist, but also determined that he was not just any other solo artist, but a superstar. In the making.
He became a legend with this one. This was it.
I mean, we could talk about all of the hits on this album, which to be honest with you, almost every song on this album was a hit. The Girl Is Mine with Paul McCartney, Thriller, Beat It, Billie Jean, Human Nature, PYT, Pretty Young Thing, and The Lady in My Life. It would be fair to say that 4 through 9 are all hits. You can argue that you like the Paul McCartney joint, The Girl Is Mine. But yeah, that's
best song on this album.
You could easily argue that this is hands down one of his best albums, if not the best album that he did. Holly, you there? Can you hear me?
Oh, I can. Sorry.
All right, cool. Thriller, Billie Jean, PYT, those were all radio versions. They all came on the radio. We all heard them over and over and over back when this album dropped. But I'm not gonna ask how old you were when this came out. But can you remember? Can you remember what you were doing when some of these songs came out, or if you were like a big Michael Jackson fan at that point, or did you become a Michael Jackson fan after listening to these songs?
So I became a Michael Jackson fan when I came upon MTV. So maybe when I was like 5 or 6. So it's probably like mid 90s. Mm-hmm. But hearing all the songs, so like that, like half of these songs make up like half my top 10. So it's like, yep, that's on there. We get 10. I have like 5 of them are on there. And also like going into college, like some of these songs are like stroll songs. Like it's one of those things. Like I think, like, and other artists have done these songs or used the beats, and so yeah, all these songs got good memories throughout my entire life. So.
Yeah, I remember when the Thriller video came out. Like that Thriller video was like low key. We remember because we got to watch the whole video. Like it was like some people just really just now get to see the video, but they had like a whole setup, like a whole storyline where Mike is like, going through through the town. He's got a date. He's chilling. Then all of a sudden, hell breaks loose, and boom, they're out in the open. Like they had a whole. Tyrone, you remember this? Like it was like,
of course,
a video and
like a 13-minute version of that video. Yeah.
Yes, it was like 30 minutes. Like it's like a whole
essentially. They released it as a short film, essentially.
It was a movie, They had the army people they had the hazardous material and it went off rail. Yeah. That's how the zombies came out. It was fun. That was a movie.
Yes, and furthermore, some of the some of the better video quality when it came to a scary movie. Because a lot of times when you got scary movies back then, a lot of it would look corny and CGI and everything. This one actually looked like, admittedly, scary. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was a little scary, like watching its whole setup and everything like that. So, Thriller was huge. And to the point of our Facebook user, I don't know who this is, but appreciate all of the comments. It's a good song, but I don't understand why people lose their minds over it. The video is iconic, though. He's referring, or he or she is referring to Thriller, and you're right. I was going through a list of songs that I thought were iconic in the sense of Mike's singing ability, and I don't think Thriller is like one of those that is just like, oh, his best vocals. What's up, Steph? Oh, yeah, we love you, Steph. What's up, Steph? But it's more or less that the video was such a transcendent video that and such a classic that you almost have to throw it in there just because of that. That everything that it cared. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So Thriller, Billie Jean, Human Nature, PYT, The Lady in My Life, Love of My Life. So this album is, like I said, arguably one of the best albums that Michael ever did. But moving forward, because we're not done. We almost done though. All right, guys. Gotta throw that picture of Mike up there. That just shows, like, look at the zombies. You see zombies like that on Walking Dead right now today. Right now today. They got the same makeup artist doing the zombies. So we now, guys, get to the Bad album.
Mike.
Yeah. Nah. This is still pigmented. Yo, we had a debate about this.
That's bars, Mike.
Yeah, we had a debate about this, whether or not this version of Michael falls under the light version of Michael. And I'm gonna have to argue that he doesn't, in terms of what we looked at Mike when we started to say, yo, Mike, what's going on? This wasn't really a Mike, what's going on moment. We was just
he's so black. Yeah,
we was like, Mike is just feeling his sexy. Mike is getting his sexy on. Mike, I think this was the Mike version Bad that dated Brooke Shields. I think this might have been that version of Mike. Mike was out here.
So
Mike was out here seeing some women back then, you know what I'm saying, in this version of Mike. He was bad, you know what I'm saying?
Free bubbles.
He's pretty bad. He's a pretty bad boy. So on this album, we had Bad, we had Streetwalker, we had The Way You Make Me Feel. Oh, what man, can't. Liberian Girl, one of my favorites. Smooth Criminal, I Just Can't Stop Loving You, Dirty Diana, I'm So Blue, Just Good Friends, Free. There's just so many hits on this album. Another really great album to follow up a great album. And just really just at this point, have all the critics raving and talking about his superstardom at this point. Minnie, I gotta go to you with this one, man. We know that Bad this Bad album also opened the door for another artist named Weird Al Yankovic, who did the remix to the Bad video, which I gotta tell you, if you haven't seen that, it's hilarious. Number one. And Weird Al, genius for taking that movement and started making these little videos to kind of poke fun at the artist. But Minnie, I gotta ask, like, what were you doing when Bad came? Your buddy man, where was you at?
Man, listen, I remember thinking that it was gangster, rollerblade and shit. I thought it was after that video. I thought all the Crips and Bloods were rollerblading somewhere. It was fire, bro. Like it was different. It was a different feeling than what you're used to with Mike. Like this one, even though a lot of people make fun of the whole band, like how really bad is Michael Jackson and how much of a thug he is, but it was different Mike. He was gangster in the Bad video when he was talking to to the homies and stuff. You know, he was all like, you know, say, you want to be bad, you ain't bad. You know, you have dude from what was that show? Music Undercover in there. He was one of the dancers. That was hilarious. The Puerto Rican cat. Yeah. So I remember that video. But yeah, that Smooth Criminal. Now I bet I like Smooth Criminal. That's the one for me. I'm talking about like from the video to the just the and he okay. You know, like just that right there. He's like, you've been hit by. I'm like, ooh, yeah, like that was my mic right there. That's when he turned the corner for me. I was like, oh, that's the nigga.
Yeah. Mike did the iconic move in the Smooth Criminal video where he leaned, where they all leaned. I'm saying that was the iconic. When everybody, I remember when we saw that, we was like, how did he do that? Oh my God!
They still have debates about if it was magnets, if it was nails, if he really did it. To this day, people still debate.
Now that I actually know how he did it.
Don't mess it up.
Okay, all right. I won't. Because
was it magnets?
I won't tell you how he did it, but I will tell you he actually they were able to perform that live, and it just as crazy. Yeah, and just because of how and the precision is crazy. But yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we might have to circle back one day and get Tyrone to divulge that information, because I would like to know how he did it, because I practiced for like 6 months trying to do it, and I never could do it. So I was
all kinds of
oh, absolutely. I mean, this was the time when you like back then, dancing was huge. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Everybody was going to the club. You had to know how to dance. Hammer and Michael Jackson were the dancing phenoms, and if you knew how to do the hammer dance or the moonwalk or do any of that kind of, bro, you had it, bro. You was in there. So yeah, you was in there. So we gotta shout out all of the trends that Mike was setting, because he was setting trends back then with a lot of different stuff, man. So
to this day.
Yeah, to this day.
You see people doing the moonwalk, doing the air walking and all that. Usher took that over, all that.
All right, guys. So moving forward, we now are into the 90s and 2000s, and we have the Dangerous album. The Dangerous album put out such hits as Jam, which came on Space Jam with Michael Jordan. Why You Want to Trip on Me, In the Closet, She Drives Me Wild, Remember the Time, which was another huge hit. Can't Let Her Get Away, Heal the World, one of my favorites. Black or White, Who Is It? Give In to Me, Will You Be There? Keep the Fake, Gone Too Soon, and Dangerous, self-titled. Yo, this was a huge album as well. A lot of great hits. Also put Mike up there in competition. This album also came out during what I just was talking about, which was the Hammer and Michael Jackson dance off beef, where they were trying to figure out who was the biggest star dancer wise, and needless to say, Mike won hands down.
Yeah, sorry, Hammer.
Sorry, Hammer.
Not even.
I'm really sorry, Hammer, but yeah, it was never a competition. But listen, hey, good shout out to you for trying. But we also follow up the Dangerous album with History, Past, Present, and Future, which is an album that was a double CD, I believe. And the first CD was just a compilation of his old hits. And the second CD or second side, I think it was a double CD, included hits such as Scream with Janet Jackson, They Don't Care About Us, which was another huge hit, Stranger in Moscow, This Time Around, Earth Song, DS Money, Come Together, You Are Not Alone, Childhood Theme from Free Willy 2, Tabloid Junkie, Bad History, Little Susie, and Smile. All right, guys. So really quick, we had the Invincible album. Not my favorite album, but there were some hits on here. We had Butterflies, You Rock My World, Heaven Can Wait, Break of Dawn, which was also a nice one.
That was a jam.
And then another double CD with a whole bunch of
I don't
songs.
know what that second one was. That wasn't on the original release at all.
What the the Invisible
that
20s?
second CD? That must have been a re-release after he died or something.
Yeah, it could have been you know, probably a 40th anniversary joint that they put out or something like that. All right, guys, so we're gonna wrap this up real quick. I would like to give everybody an opportunity to let me know what your top 10 Michael Jackson songs are. It doesn't have to be in order, but Holly, your top 10 Michael Jackson.
Okay, so I put Billie Jean, PYT, Heaven Can Wait, The Way You Make Me Feel, You Rock My World, Earth Song, Love Never Felt So Good, Off the Wall, Liberian Girl, and Thriller.
Okay, all right, good list. Minnie, what's your list?
Okay. I got Do You Remember the Time? They Don't Care About Us, PYT, Thriller, Man in the Mirror, You're Not Alone, Smooth Criminal, Bad, The Way You Make Me Feel, and Billie Jean.
Good list. Tyrone, you got one?
I do. Shout out to Holly real quick for Heaven Can Wait. That's a jam, and nobody ever respects that song. But yeah, shout out to that.
It's on my R&B love song list. Love it.
Yes. But I got Man in the Mirror, Smooth Criminal, Another Part of Me, You Rock My World, Thriller, Just Good Friends, Want to Be Starting Something, She's Out of My Life, Dangerous, and Liberian Girl.
Okay. All right. Solid list, man. All right. Let me give you my list and we'll get on up out of here and do some talking about outer space. All right. So for dark skin Mike, which would be the 70s through the 80s, through the 80s, Mike. I've got Ben, She's Out of My Life, Rock With You, Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, Human Nature, Liberian Girl. Shout out to Liberian Girl because we had them all. We all had it on the list. That's just, oh my God, is it. Man in the Mirror, Dirty Diana, I Want to Be Where You Are, and Got to Be There. That is those are my top 10. Yes, we got to be there. Yes, one of my hits. Now, for 90s and 2000, Mike, I've got They Don't Care About Us. That's at the top, by the way. Heaven Can't Wait, Butterflies, You Rock My World, Remember the Time, Heal the World, Will You Be There, Jam, and that was all I got. That's 8. That's 8 out of 10, guys. I couldn't go any. I was like, it's getting a little crunchy. So our argument was initially, which version of Mike did we think did the better songs? Now we have 70s and 80s Mike, 90s to 2000 Mike. Tyrone, which one?
When we break it down into years, for me, it's absolutely like 70s, 80s Mike, because whichever one includes the Bad album for me, that's my favorite album. And, it means a lot to me. So Off the Wall, Thriller, Bad. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that for 3 albums.
Gotcha. Minnie, we're going to go with you next. Which version?
Oh, I'm going with light skinned Mike. I'm going with white Mike. Listen, I love Baby Mike, and I love Afro Mike, and I love Jericho Mike. But light skinned Mike is when I really started knowing what the hell he was saying and understanding what the words meant to a point. So in my life, that's what it changed. I was like, oh, he really is. Because before it was just my mama playing shit. You know what I'm saying? and then afterwards, I got into it. I was like, oh, wait a minute. I like this song. I like this. I feel this emotion and all that. So Skinny Nose Mike for me. Thank you very much.
I mean, he said that's what Chimone means. Okay.
You know what I'm talking about? Chimone now. Chimone.
All right, cool. Holly, what you got? 70s, 80s,
I'm gonna go with
2000s.
I'm gonna do 80s Mike. So like Bad. So that's kind of that's like I'm not gonna just 80s Mike. I'm gonna go with the decade and not reference.
All right, cool. It was almost a clean sweep.
I'm not a colorist.
It was almost a clean sweep. I'm going 70s, 80s for sure. Those albums you cannot. There's just no way. It just doesn't even compare. 70s and 80s, Mike, for the win. 3-1, Minnie.
Yeah.
There it is. You got what you wanted. So we go on 70s, 80s, Mike, for sure. And please, leave your comments in the comment section. Let us know which version of Mike is your favorite version of Michael Jackson. And with that being said, I'm going to pass it over to my man Tyrone Thornhill. He's going to tell us about outer space. Let's go.
Hello, and thank you for joining me on this journey. The year was 1983, and was born a young astronomer. His name was Tyrone Thornhill. No, I'm just kidding. I had to mess with you. No, thank you for giving me a moment to talk about some stuff I nerd out about, because I get really excited about space stuff, especially when there's like a new discovery or like some new stuff that comes out. And I like to share that excitement, especially with the biggest news that we've had in quite some time. And this, eventually this all gets to everybody's favorite thing, which is hunting aliens. We're getting closer and closer every day, or them hunting us, whichever. But I want to share with you this beautiful image and a few others from the James Webb Space Telescope that was launched about a decade back. We're finally getting some of the first images that NASA's able to release. And they're showing us just these beautiful, intense views of our universe, galaxies, colliding galaxies clustered together. This picture shows 5 different galaxies, 2 which are colliding. One on the top is being warped by a black hole. There's all these everything you see in the background. Those aren't stars. Those are also galaxies. Like it's just kind of tells us about the scope of the universe, how absolutely huge everything is. Our problems on Earth seem so big sometimes, but if we zoom out just a little bit, we can see some really crazy stuff and just maybe not get too overwhelmed by what's happening here on our little planet. This is one of my favorite views right here. This was taken in a spot of the sky. Like if you were to take a grain of sand and hold it at arm's length, that's about how much this portion took up in like your view, basically. So this amounts to basically looking at a grain of sand in the sky, and in it you can see what ends up being thousands of galaxies. These aren't stars, these are galaxies. You can see gravitational lensing because of the way that that black holes and other galaxies and stuff affect gravity, and it bends the light around it, things like that. There are large images that are available on NASA's website, and you can actually click it. You could zoom in and see even more detail. It's absolutely crazy, all kinds of different galaxies and everything. And if you look at like the reddest ones and the smallest ones, those particular galaxies, those lights are actually some of the oldest light that we can observe. It goes back, basically you're looking back into the past about 13 billion years, which is close to when the Big Bang happened. So when you're looking this deep into space, when you're looking at this kind of stuff, you're not only looking a long distance physically, but you're looking through time, because that's how long it takes for the light of these objects to reach us. The light took 13 billion years to get here. That's how far away it is. So just wanted to share that with you, and hopefully you guys like these little views and getting a chance to nerd out with me for a second. Thank you. I am not Neil deGrasse Tyson.
And these are images from like the Hubble telescope, like in the 1990s.
Oh no,
or,
these were just released last week. They're from the James Webb telescope. The Hubble telescope took a picture of a similar spot. This is even more detailed than that. The Hubble telescope, I think, took like several days to take that picture. This took 12 hours. So it's like we're getting much clearer pictures in much shorter time. We're seeing all kinds of stuff we've never seen before. And it's, there's a lot of scientific discoveries to be made based on this information.
So interesting fact, my dad built parts for the Hubble telescope back in the day.
Thank you, Holly's dad. Some of my favorite pictures came from the Hubble.
Yeah.
Man, I'm just waiting for them to catch these, these aliens that we now know exist. Can we catch some of them? I mean, we're still catching stars and stuff, and there ain't nothing wrong with catching some stars, but dang, I want to catch something, that I'm like, oh, give me some of that, some of that.
I mean, when you consider all the life that could be in just one of those galaxies, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. It's got to be out there, in my humble opinion. So a commenter brought up kind of these backdrops looking like they're from Marvel movies, and it does kind of give you that feeling. But then you realize, like, this is real life. This is the shit that's out there. It's crazy. You know what I mean? Because we see all this crazy stuff that's presented to us because of our technology and everything, and then we're like, damn, that's out there. If we could see that, what?
Yeah, that first image I kept thinking.
I've been saying forever, art imitating life.
Oh yeah,
it's not life imitating art. It's art imitating life.
Yeah, the inspiration is out there.
So if there's a Doctor Strange on television,
right?
just saying. But we don't have a lot of time, because it's like TikTok, you don't stop. You know what I'm saying? But let's get into it. You know what I'm talking about? Let's go.
Okay, so on this TikTok segment, I've got a good mix of funny, news, business, food stuff. So I like mixed it up this time. So let's start with Funny
Let's
Granny.
go.
They want to see you eating healthy stuff.
I wouldn't give a goddamn what you want to see. I want some goddamn pizza. Give me a pizza.
Man, that's my lady. She don't play no games.
Okay, here's another one.
Ah, fuck your ass. Uh-oh.
See? And we live on
I mean, I'm sorry. She hit my sore spot.
She's talking about her children.
Don't hit grandma's sore spot. You might wind up sore.
Okay. Like one of the business. So this is about a business deal. If you guys watch Shark Tank, this is like when you regret a business deal on Shark Tank. Like one of the sharks didn't take it. So here.
Which offer do you kick yourself for not taking?
You know, and it's legendary now. The guy that had Ring.
I saw this one on YouTube actually.
He sold his company to Amazon for billions, right? So everybody passed. He wanted $600,000. I said, I'll give you the $600,000 as a loan, but I want 2.5% of the company. He says, no. I said, you really should think about that. He said, nah, I would have made about $800 million.
Oh, yeah.
That was
But it wasn't called Ring. It was called something else. So, but I didn't even realize it because I remember seeing that episode being like doors, it was like doormat, and then
Man.
it's Ring,
You
and
could have just gave it 600 until the 2.5.
Ooh. If
Yeah.
ever there was a regret, like I know you're not supposed to live
Right.
with regrets, but that might be a moment that I regret. 800 million.
yeah.
Ooh.
Man.
Ooh.
Trying to get greedy.
Oh,
now we're going into like some music ones. Here we go.
Tonight the music seems so loud. I wish that we could lose this crowd. Baby, it's better this way. We hurt each other with the words we want to say. We could have been so good together. We could have lived this dance forever. But now, who's gonna dance with me? Please stay. I'm never gonna dance again. Guilty feet have got no rhythm, but it's easy to pretend. I know you're not a fool. Should've known better than to cheat a friend. Nothing with it, I'll be giving.
yeah, vocals now. You can sing.
Sorry, I had to leave.
And I was
for a
like, what
second
drink
to
is she
cry.
making?
I don't know, but I was like, how many packs of sugar you about to put in there too? Like, I was like, I don't know. I'm like, shoot, I like you. I like your voice. I don't want to lose you to diabetes. Let's go. Oh,
She was on America's Got Talent.
oh, she's got talent. She could sing. She could definitely sing.
Yeah. So if you go to her TikTok, she literally makes coffee drinks for people to try and then sing songs while doing
While
it.
she makes the coffee.
While she makes the coffee. So
I
that's her
wish they had a
niche.
place like that. I would go there just to hear the sing. You're like, shoot, I don't even drink coffee, but you can make me one.
Here's the skit.
Schoolhouse, outhouse. On highway number 19. The people keep a Santa claim. They call it Nut Bush. Oh, Nut Bush. They call it Nut Bush City Limit.
Hey, look here, what the fuck was that? What the problem is? You done forgot the words?
Of course, I can remember the words like I wrote it.
Yeah, you wrote the motherfucking song and now you can't even remember the goddamn words? I mean, what the fuck you doing? Yeah, all right now. Look, ain't nobody gonna buy this motherfucker unless you sing this motherfucker the way I know you can sing it, Ann.
I'm trying to help, Ike, all right?
You trying to help Ike? You trying to help Ike? I ain't the motherfucker that need help. You the one that needs some help. What y'all think about this song, huh? Huh? No, it ain't cool. It ain't cool till I say it's cool. This is Ike and Tina, and you gonna sing like.
Well, I have so many questions. This nigga had on a dress. This nigga had on a dress shirt, shorts, and cowboy boots. and started off the reel with a half-eaten corn dog, and it's it's like, is that a half-eaten corn dog? Like, I couldn't get past the half-eaten corn dog and where it went. I was like, what happened to the half-eaten corn dog? Yo.
Okay, so now I'm gonna go to a new way to eat a cupcake.
I want to know how you eat a cupcake because I hear you eat one differently, and I want to learn Obi-Wan.
Okay, so I didn't realize that this was that unusual until I was at my friend Steph's 40th birthday.
Okay.
And it got Omicron, so we couldn't have a cake, so we did a cupcake.
It got Omicron?
It got Omicron. And so I took my cupcake, and I was sat there, and we were having a conversation, and I did this thing, and it stopped the party. Now, I have stopped parties before, but never for a good reason. And this was a good way to stop a party. So you take the top, and you pull it apart, and then you flip it.
You like a whoopie pie almost, like you
and
make
then
it
you
to where
have
it's
a sandwich, and you don't get frosting up your nose.
Man, I've been eating cupcakes wrong all these years. Man, I could have. She's right. Every time you eat a cupcake, you always got the shit on your nose, and you're like, oh man.
But that's kind of the fun part, though. You get to boop your friend's nose and get the frosting off. You know, it's part of the experience, part of the cupcake experience. You got a little something. That's
I love it, man. Damn.
Can I just say,
these life
Kelly
hacks.
Clarkson, can you call me, Kelly? It's been a long time. I haven't talked to you. Kelly, just call me back, please. Thank you. All right, cool.
Life hacks. I need it.
Okay, so here's bad joke gone wrong when you play a joke on your parents. Okay.
I'm legit not fucking playing with y'all. Look at my mother.
No, it wasn't broke for real. It was not broke for real.
I'm legit not fucking playing with y'all. Look at my mother.
No, it wasn't broke for real. It was not broke for real.
I'm legit not fucking playing with y'all. Look at my mother.
No, it wasn't broke for real. It was not broke for real.
I have more questions.
Yeah, so there was a
why
TikTok
did she got a
trending.
bat? What was she going to do? Was she going to fuck the kids up with a bat? Like not even just a wreck. She had a metal bat. Like
Was that a bat or like one of those like rent? Like I thought it was like some type of tool, but it really wasn't broke. It's a TikTok where you just like change it to some like screen that makes your TV look like it got cracked, and she really thought it was broke and smashed the TV
and broke it for real. And
broke it for real.
In my house, that's an ass whooping. You getting an ass whooping. My mother could have broke that, and because I'm the reason she broke that, I'm getting my ass whooped. and if all my friends are there and she don't know who helped me and didn't, they getting their asses whooped too.
She really broke the TV, and so that TikTok is from 3 different angles.
Oh, that's
the reaction.
3 different ass whoopings.
Yeah.
They coming.
You saw one person like run to the bathroom or what other room?
Smart. That's the smart one.
Yeah.
He knew right then.
Lock the door.
He really messed up. He messed up. He's so sorry. He messed up. All right,
Okay,
let's go.
so a couple more. So this is what you would say to your boss if you really could talk to your boss. Maybe some people do, but we'll see.
Hey, Veronica, have a seat. I brought you in here to talk about your performance. Are you firing me? No. Oh, you're not firing me? No, we just want to talk about some expectations you're not meeting. Are you gonna pay me more? No. Okay, well, the amount of work that I put in is equivalent to the amount that you pay me. Okay, Veronica, but we have certain expectations that we need you to meet. By the way, when are you gonna give Deborah a raise? She really deserves it. Oh my God, poor thing. Anyways, this isn't a great time for me. It's 30 seconds till my lunch. But thank you, this was constructive. Susan, love your shirt, by the way. Love it. Anyways, if you wanna pay me more, let me know. Let me know, that's good incentive to do more work. All right, thank you. Thank you, bye, bye. I tried.
I just want to say that's great information. 100% agree. Could not be presented in a more annoying fashion. But absolutely have that attitude at work. you know, maybe a little less annoying, but take the attitude to work and be like, pay me. Yes, 100%.
Facts.
And she's got a good following for. She does basically that girl. Yeah, she's got a. Okay, so let's talk about now. This is more news oriented. So I got an update about the doctor.
So this anesthesiologist was actually arrested for raping an unconscious patient during a C-section. Apparently, he has actually raped more than 5 women during a cesarean. Nurses start to become suspicious, so they put a hidden camera across the drapes so they can see what he was doing. One of the nurses said that she thought it was very unusual for him to use that much sedation on a patient, because typically patients have like a twilight sedation. They're typically awake during cesareans, but his patients were knocked out cold. So how he raped them, he actually put his penis in their mouth while they were unconscious. One patient actually asked him about this, and she was told that she was hallucinating. In 2018, he was actually sued for malpractice. He misdiagnosed a patient for UTI, and she actually had the swine flu. She was 23 years old, and she got urosepsis, meaning that her infection spread to her bloodstream, and she actually lost her toe. She was intubated, she was in the ICU, and she almost died. So this further proves my point. It doesn't matter if you're an MD, NP, DO. It matters if you are a good person.
All
So
facts.
he had a history of just not being a good doctor in general. So
man, I
last
hope
one.
he gets every bit of what his
Yeah.
family has to give him when he gets to jail. I hope they explore his mouth. That's all I gotta say.
Is there racism that you're witnessing right now? Look at the new video.
This is an additional video that other parents who've been at the park say they've experienced similar situations that lead them to believe there's some racial bias going on at this park. There's that incident where the child is very clearly knocked over. There's another one where I believe it's Bert. Now, this is the original one where Rosita, the character there from Sesame Street,
just waves off these two girls. And he was high-fiving all the white kids there.
Right. Now, this happened over the weekend, and Sesame Place offered something of an explanation, claiming that that Rosita, the character, was reacting to someone who said they wanted Rosita to hold the baby, which they don't do. But a lot of people weren't buying that.
I've been watching this particular one all week, and it's just sad. It's just sad that we're still dealing with this, man. In 2022, it's sad that these establishments, are not willing to take responsibility for the actions of some of their subordinates. If this happened and you are Sesame Place, you should have dealt with that individual and then came to the public and apologized and said, listen, we don't tolerate this here at Sesame Place. That individual has been fired. And we're going to offer the family of those little girls, some type of something, free trips for a lifetime. I don't know what you do, but do something, but don't just not take the responsibility and then just be like, oh, she was just responding to something another. Come on, man. We all blatantly see it. Go ahead, Tyrone.
Just to fill in a little information, the statement was a little bit longer. They did invite the girls back for like a special meet and greet and stuff like that. But still, not defending them at all. It's you gotta. I don't know if they said the person was fired or not, but that person's gotta bounce. Like you can't be doing that kind of stuff. I mean, unfortunately, you're right. Like the way the company should handle that is to discipline and be like, yo, look. That's terrible. That's a no-go here. No defense for that. They're gone. Y'all come back. We would treat you right. All that other kind of stuff. And here's an idea. Businesses put a little question on the application. Are you racist? Yes or no? Give it a try. Maybe you'll get like 3 racists a month who are like, nah, never mind. I'm not gonna apply. You never know.
It's just Sesame Street isn't like that though. That's what's so interesting because Sesame Street tries to be so diverse and inclusive, and it's just unfortunate that these people who are racist are representing them, and
that
now
was the
here
whole
they
reason.
are. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
like you go to Sesame Street, and honestly, if that character would have knocked over my young kid like that, it would have been fighting. It would have been a whole nother news. It would have been a whole nother
All we would have seen on that TikTok video is curls just flying.
I would have to scroll the show with a
Yeah.
I'm ripping the character head off.
I feel like this has the potential to be like the next wave of TikTok videos, and it's gonna be like parents taking their kids there with the "I wish you would" mentality, and then being ready to film the consequences.
Yeah,
it's just the way that the like, why would the puppet person like bump the little kid like that? Like, I just didn't understand. I'm like, it was very obvious, like they were doing it on purpose, knowing the kid is little and can't push back on that first part of the video. I'm like, yeah, we're fighting because
at first I thought it was being playful. I just thought at first when I first saw it, I thought the whole bump and everything was just like playful, just being playful. But you knocked my kid over.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wow, it's no games, no playfulness. I'm dragging you up out that costume. It's not gonna be good. It's not gonna be a good situation. So
yeah,
would have been fire. Oh, and said the whole parade would have been fire.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So it was obviously everything was going good before this stuff happened. So, cool.
I think Kelly was saying she'd have burned it down.
Burn it down, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what she was
right.
Oh yeah, like burn the whole thing down.
I would have went at least a left out there. You see?
Well, yeah, I wouldn't recommend public arson. But I do share the sentiments. But
as I said, a stroller would have went first, and then we all
yeah. I don't.
Hit somebody with a churro.
I got you. Any more videos? Is that it, Holly?
No, that was it. I ended it on that because that was trending. All
right, cool. And then that, guys, that ends another segment of All right, Holly. Thank you so much for that. Great show, guys. Great commentary. Love the TikTok videos today, Holly. Anything on the way out? Tyrone, start with you.
No, that's about it. Saturday morning, New Blurred Order. Back here Wednesday night, 6:30 for MulTYversed. Yeah, check me out, y'all. Check us out.
Check us out. Mini Baby Grogu.
Tomorrow I'll be in Sanford, Florida. Saturday I will be in Longwood, Florida at Bonkers. So catch me outside. You know it. We're gonna have fun. August 13th, like I said beforehand, I got a big show in Tampa at the Trap House. It's called Trap and Jokes. Host is gonna be Charlie Clips. Charlie Clips, Battle Legend, Wildin' Out. There's gonna be a special guest. I can't say nothing about that. It's bigger than that. So imagine that. $30 gets you in. Follow me on Mini Baby Grogu, all your social media, TikTok. Follow me. I'm over here trying to get this wall of pops as big as I can. So almost every week, I got at least 5 or 6 pops that I unbox. So if you do collect or like Funko Pops or collectibles, all that kind of stuff, go follow me on TikTok.
Good. Holly Noon.
Yeah, you can follow me at social media at my real name, social media name, government name. It is my real name. And then again, tune in every Wednesday at 6:30 to the MulTYversed on Facebook, YouTube. Subscribe, like, really share our stuff. Please.
Thank you. And please make sure you follow her at Holly Noon and not at my real name, because we don't want you in the wrong place. looking up the wrong person.
At my name below.
Yeah, right. All right, guys. So this concludes another episode of the MulTYversed. Again, please check with us and follow us on Saturday on New Blurred Order. Please make sure you go follow a pod called TBD. Also, make sure you go check out So Please Understand on YouTube. Also, if you have any makeup needs, go follow Lit Beauty on Instagram. And also follow Stephanie Ray because she's got great advice from a person who lost 100 pounds. So make sure you go and check out those skits because they're absolutely amazing. But I want to thank everybody in the comment section for joining us this week. Please make sure you, if you are following us on YouTube, to subscribe, like, comment, share our posts anytime you get a chance. It helps our channel grow and helps us to continue to bring great content each and every week. So again, I am Bad Ty Bricks here with Tyrone Thornhill, Mini Baby Grogu, and the always beautiful Holly Noon. And until next week, guys, we are the MulTYversed Podcast, and we are